makes your art better? Being intentional about it, setting goals. I've been setting art goals for the past 5 years or so, and when I saw these Citrus Twist January kits, I knew that I had to bind them into a journal and make it my little, let's call it Creative Goals logbook. So I folded the papers in half that I wanted, and I'm just going to make a little cover with Mod Podge. And it's the fabric one, and I hate Mod Podge. It's not, yeah. Mod Podge and I don't get along, but this fabric one works pretty well, and so I'm using for the fabric, and I'm just smearing it down, and I'm also using a ruler just to get out any air bubbles or unevenness with it. I love this fabric, it's beautiful. And I've been hoarding this gorgeous lace, and I think now is the perfect time because this is a little journal that I'm going to carry with me throughout the year. After 1 million hours, the lace is glued down, and I'm going to press it. I use this really cool contraption that my dad made for me for Christmas one year. It's amazing. While we wait for it to dry, I'm just going to poke holes in these little guys. I'm going to start with one of these because then I can use them as a template. And I'm just going to poke 3 holes into them. So let's use this one. We're going to just poke 3 holes. One in the center. And then one on each of the other sides. Use this guy as a base and poke holes in all the others. If I do these slightly closed, then it's more easy to hit the center of the paper, and it's not like just off center or something like that, like I always see when I try and poke holes in flat paper. So this is like the lazy girl way of doing it. And then if you have something that's smaller, what you can decide where you want to line it up when it's in the book. So if you want it a little bit higher like this, which I think I do, you just put it there and you align it so that you can get the holes in. If I put it in the center, you can see that I kind of just missed these holes, that's not what I want. I would rather have it punched or threaded through twice than like 1 and 2 like tiny bits, which is not going to make it stick properly. And doilies are always awkward because they've got their own holes. But because they're so light and easy, they stay in quite nicely. Look at that. So these are all poked, and now I'm going to thread it. So because it's such a small journal, I don't actually need to wax my thread, but I'm going to do it anyway just because it's fun. And I bought this wax. I'm like, when am I ever going to finish it? 1, 2, 3. Now you can measure exactly if you want to, but I don't mind, quote unquote, wasting these. To wax your thread, all you need to do is just get it against the wax and just pull it through. And you'll see it naturally makes like a little indent in here. I got this beeswax off Amazon, but I know you can get it from health shops and stuff like that. It's like a whole bunch of uses for it besides this. But yeah, so I could only find it on Amazon, and I could only find it in a ridiculous quantity. So yeah, I don't mind using it up. and just run it through a few times. You can see here this thread. I mean, if I put it together like that, it stays like that, whereas, you know, in its original form, let me just show you. It's not really as easy, you know. So it knots more and all that. So this beautiful thing is not going to knot as badly. So we're going to put that gorgeous thread into a needle and start threading. We're going to go in the middle hole and we're going to go from the outside in, and that means that the tail of the thread is going to stay on the outside. So just put your needle in the center there and push through. Put it through on the other side and be sure to leave a little tail there. Now, one of the reasons I like to make longer thread, use longer thread, is so that my tail can be big. Go back out in the top hole. Just push it through nicely. And try and keep your thread as taut as possible between the holes. Because it's so simple, you can make it tight a bit later on. Then we're going to go in the bottom hole and just push through there. And keep everything nice and tight. And when you go back through that middle hole, and when you push it through, try and get it on the other side of the thread that's already there so that you can wrap around there neatly. You can tie it on a bow and it can be all stuck together. Okay, but before that, just make sure everything's as tight as possible. It's going to make sure that your book is tight like a doya. And yeah, it's just going to keep everything intact and make it last for a while. So you can tie a little knot in there, and because mine is waxed, I'm only going to tie one, and also because I'm going to be sticking that to a cover and not just leaving it like that. I'm not too worried about what this looks like. Sometimes I tie a nice little bow, but yeah, for this one I'm just going to cut it off, and then I'm going to stick it to my cover. And this way also makes it kind of like hidden binding, because I'm fancy like that. I'm going to use regular glue for this because I cannot use Mod Podge ever again. Ever. I've like had my annual allocation of Mod Podge. I'm going to stick it to the inside, and there you go. There's the journal, all bound and gorgeous. And these papers are, oh, they're just begging to have stuff put on it. What I really like about binding my own journals is that, you know, the pressure's off. It's not blank white pages. It's already got something there. So I need to do less stuff on it. You know, everything's prepped in advance. It's super easy for me to make a beautiful page. And I must say, I am just so in love with this lace. I'm going to let it flatten a bit, and then I'm going to add a little bit of art inside of it and a little bit of myself. Yay!